Grime, a map by Fanam. Yeah, I really love this map when I first saw it, because to me it feels very standard and not too crazy, easy to macro on, but I don't know what it was. I kind of like the layout of it in general. I was excited. I'm excited to see how it plays out. We saw a little bit of it yesterday. Got used, I think, a couple of times yesterday, actually. Let's see how it plays out today in our PvZ matchup. To the bottom right-hand side, our red Protoss player, he needs a 3-0 in this matchup to advance from this group. It is classic. And to the top left-hand side, our pink Zerg player from Team Expert is Scarlett. Thank you, Green MC, for the cheer 10. I know you cheered 10 before. I'm not sure if I thanked you for that. If I didn't, then thank you very much. Saying you're not allowed to be on full health. Uh-oh. Been raging. The Bit Boss has had war waged over it today, hasn't it? It's been a lot of Bit Bosses. Been a lot of back and forth. A lot of back and forth. Alright, we set on up into game number 1 of this final series of the day. 3 maps remaining. Today's been kind of quick. 4 hours in with our final map. We saw a lot of kind of faster, more aggressive plays, I suppose, as we set up into this. And yes, Scarlett is already qualified out of this group. There's no way she can fall out of the group, no matter her score here. If she takes one map against Classic, she's actually guaranteed first place in the group. And Classic needs to take 3-0 to advance, otherwise TY and Scarlett will go through, so we'll see how that goes. And if Classic did get the 3-0, he would advance in first and Scarlett in second, based on the series score when their maps are tied. So an interesting situation here. We're going to be seeing at least one Zerg in the round of 8 now guaranteed. We still have the tiebreakers of Group A to play from yesterday, remember. Hatch gas pool then early, and let's take a look around Grind then, shall we? Again, the main base kind of droppable, so is the natural, but they're very far set back, and I feel as though it's a good kind of, you know, kind of weighting against each other, where the drops into the main and natural can be good because of the dead air, etc., but you can take the 3 bases very easily, and because of that, you know, you can focus on your defense a little bit, you know, more in other locations. On some positions, I'm actually interested to see how this plays in PvZ in general, because I feel as though it can be the map where you could get quite a long game. Again, you're up to 3 bases pretty quick, you move towards a 4th, you got this 5th top right or up here, depending on how you want to play it. You kill off these rocks and you got a lot of mobility around the map in general. Some watchtowers to help you kind of hold the further out bases as well, which I like. I like it. I like watchtowers which don't just give you full control of the center, like the old ones in Frozen Temple, for example, used to do. I like the watchtowers which are very situational and maybe aid you a bit later in the game, rather than just being like, aha, hold the watchtower, and you see every single, you know, every single thingy-maboy. Does Wardy look at chat when casting? No, I just guess what people are gonna say at certain times and respond to it. It's actually pretty sick. Like, it's really useful because it means I don't have to look away from the game. No, I do look at the chat when casting. Especially at the start of games, I look at the chat quite a lot. I don't look at the chat very much when it's sort of intense sort of stuff going on. As we see, this Adept just coming back home. Void Ray on the way up initially here, following the Oracle from Classic, so setting up into what we haven't really seen for a long time, which is like Oracle, Void Ray, Oracle. Or maybe just Oracle, Void Ray. The Void Ray obviously designed to pick away at a couple of Overlords around the map. Usually we see kind of Oracle Phoenix, or double Oracle Phoenix. The Void Ray is just something we haven't seen for a little while, as we'll see this Oracle will dive, and we'll go for a couple of drone kills. 2, 3, I want to say, and 4. Around Triple Queen doing some damage. I actually think that Oracle dies, and Classic loses out on it. And that's a little bit of a shame. Classic losing out on that Oracle here, as we're going to see this Void Ray on the way out, and it's a second Void Ray too, and another Stargate. Well, that's there's another reason we've been seeing not very many builds like this of multiple Void Rays, because when we have seen Sky Toss, it's been Mass Oracle, and actually Classic does cancel the second Void Ray and goes into an Oracle, so maybe Mass Oracle is the playstyle of choice here from Classic, setting up into game number 1. I'd let Classic win 3-0 to not have TY in the bracket. Well, I mean, that's maybe a good point, apart from the fact you just destroyed TY 3-0. And if you did play him again, it would be in the Grand Finals. So, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's... I know TY can be good, but you did just destroy him 3-0. Like, I wouldn't be that scared of him. TY not having a very good day in TVZ, man. Not having a very good day at all. Another Oracle's on the way up. So it's going to be the 2 Stargate Oracle. This has become a bit more common over the past week and a half since kind of WCS Montreal. We've been seeing a bit more 2 Stargate rather than 3 Stargate play. Still a little bit less committed, but still does the same job of scaring the Zerg player into a lot of Hydras, really being able to slow them down, deal some damage, while just teching up a bit faster because you're making 1 less Oracle every single production cycle. Forge on the way up from Classic. Setting up into that 3rd Nexus as well. Again, this is one of the maps that came through in the standard category. So again, looking to just be somewhat standard. A little bit of a push forward to some Adepts, and Scarlett is a little bit out of position with those Zerglings to the side, but actually has some in the main too. Should be pretty good to defend. I'm just going to be seeing the Oracles of Classic just coming over to the left. Again, a few more Adepts just going to pop up the ramp and see where they can go. Trying to jump on forwards. Not going to go for it though. Again, a couple of more Oracles from Classic coming forwards here. 3 of them to the left hand side, the Void Ray 2, and obviously as the Oracle count builds up, we're actually going to see a 3rd Stargate introduced, so we are going to see just plenty and plenty and plenty of Oracles. Scarlett going to go into the Spire. I wonder what you do with the Spire in this scenario, as we do see the Queen. Nice transfuses, keep it alive last second, and another, and not quite another. Now the energy Queens are starting to go down. Actually kills a couple of Oracles though, actually with just 1 Oracle, kills a couple throughout the game. Gets a gets the Void Ray low as well. Not a bad defense from Scarlett. I do wonder what she does with the Spire. Does she go meters, but then there's a Phoenix response, or does she go Corruptor meter? Can fight against Phoenix then? I'm not 100% sure what you really do with it, but I'm sure Scarlett will be about to show us. 4th base will be coming up here shortly, but that might be a bit difficult to hold on to. It is a little bit separated from. Maybe you should take the 4th base down here. A bit further towards the Protoss player, but easier to get to in terms of jumping between bases to kind of deal with Oracles. That said, then the Oracles can go from the 4th to the main very easily, whereas over here they can't really go from here to anywhere else very easily. Then again, you can already go from the 3rd to the main, which is still pretty bad given the way it works out for the way things roll. Again, these Oracles just going to pull down the left side. Spore Crawlers doing little bits and pieces. Going to be a transition into Void Rays now. Then there's 8 Corruptors come on up, so the Voids are going to be a very good way of dealing with the Corruptors. Obviously, that's what Classic is expecting out of that Spire, which he just scouted, so good read by Classic, good scouting, and now he's going to have the answer to it. Corruptors actually just straight up melt to Void Rays. And there's going to be seeing the Blink upgrade coming through as well. +1 on the way too, so I mean, he is looking to commit into a Grand Army at some point here. It's just right now still very focused on Oracles and Voids and all the rest of it. 4th Nexus has started up just before the 4th hatch of the Zerg player. Scarlett taking a little while to kind of get set up in towards this. And again, Creep continue to push through the middle of the map. More Corruptors coming in towards the center, looking to see what they can get up to. And, well, a Robo Facility coming down for Classic as well, so sets up into that. Robo Facility on the way. Just going to be seeing those Corruptors once again. And we're looking to see what they can do. Revelation on them. I mean, right now the Corruptors maybe want to fight before there's too many Void Rays, too many Stalkers. Seeing the Stalkers warping though, looks as though Scarlett will just back away from this. 5 more Corruptors on the way up. Infestation Pig coming through. Obviously, an eventual transition out of this could very well be just a switch in towards the Broodlords. Because the problem is, once the Corruptors kill the Void Rays, once the Corruptors kill the Oracles and some trade here, the Corruptors become kind of dead air unless you have a Greater Spire. Now, obviously they're not going to be dead air if the Protoss rebuilds air units, but generally if you win the fight, the Protoss isn't going to remake air units because he wants them Void Rays to be used as dead army supplies, something that can't really be used for anything. Things are over towards the natural in the 3rd base. Good defense though by Classic. Again, just a nice Sim City here just to protect what is a fairly open 3rd up the ramp. And with a couple of different entrances, maybe a nice Sim City to have just in case of scenarios like this. Well defended. And Corruptors still moving around to see what opportunities they can find in the next few moments. On the Hive, could also go into Ultras, was committing in towards melee upgrades still for quite a while here. Just find 1 Oracle with those Corruptors now very nearly a second, and Caustic sprays down onto the Forge. We'll lose probably a single, 2 Corruptors here, I think, especially to those overcharges. Blink forwards as well might grab a 3rd, and does it get a 4th? No. But again, picking off the Forge and denying +2 attack, well, that is something which will slow down Classic for the rest of the game. Not having +2 in the upcoming fights, plus the fact further upgrades will be delayed as well, obviously very beneficial for Scarlett. Hive halfway done then, what's the choice going to be? Greater Spire or Ultras? I think you go both maybe. But she doesn't have that much money to really go both either as well, I guess, which is a bit of an issue. Ling's starting to work their way through these rocks on the map as they open up the pathways. Obviously, they open up different ways to move around. So the rock's going to go down. And again, especially between her bases here, which, you know, we're expecting this base to maybe come down shortly. She actually takes this base for now, but maybe this base soon. Just wants to open it up. It's generally going to benefit her more having these pathways open than the Protoss. So Infestor's on the way out, but feels as though these Infestors are not really here in time. Right now, there's just a massive Ling Bane and some... oh no, the Stasis Wards are going to do a lot of damage. The Corruptor is going to back away from the Voids while Prismatic Alignment is popped. He's going to be seeing the Banes just not really doing enough here at all. And Classic looking as though he's going to be able to clean up and win game number 1 of this 3-game series. He does the first bit of the job that he needs to get done, which is very well prepare yourselves for absolute mayhem. Which is the 3rd time this has not been vetoed today. Which is, to me, kind of ridiculous. Top side in the spawns is our pink Zerg player from Team Expert opening 12 pool, Scarlett. Now, earlier today, Classic did try 1-gate expanding against Kellerzer on this map, who then went proxy 5 racks. Well, not really proxy, but just hit them in his natural. Classic over here, the red Protoss player. This is his 2nd time playing this. It's Scarlett's 2nd time as well. Gateway comes down at the front, and he will probe scout here as drones are already being pulled. Oh my god. She's already pulling drones? What? Why would you pull drones this early? Okay, I'm intrigued. Classic gonna go and finish the wall off here? I guess because she wants to start working her way through this. The Zerglings are gonna be able to come across and actually already get into the base. She's drone drilling here, so the idea is she stacks up her workers so that she's actually able to hit with all the drones at once, rather than if she's constantly attacking, only a certain amount of drones can hit at a time. So she's using the minerals to stack the drones together, and then attacking when they're all stacked, and they all get that attack off. Zealot on the way. Scar's going to keep on fighting this gateway, still drone drilling when she can. Again, it's all about breaking through this gateway, but Classic with the wall off right now. As we're going to see the drone still trying to drill through. Classic's just making masses of gateways to survive this at the moment. Lings are going to come across shortly. Obviously, Scarlett doesn't have a lot of economy back at home to work with here, as we are going to see this gateway is about to fall. The Zealot's on the other side. It's safe. What does Scarlett attack now? Does she go for the pylon? I guess she goes for this gateway as well, but there's more gateways coming out here. Drones and Ling's going to split up all over the place. They are going to go for that gateway, are going to go for this pylon and this pylon too. And Classic's going to have to keep on investing money into more and more of a wall off at the moment. As we continue to set up in towards this. Another pylon to the left side. The Zealot's going to try and wall off there. It's the top side pylon that's maybe the most in trouble at the moment. 2 pylons coming down. 1 pylon picked away at there already. And we're just going to be seeing... well, Gate's actually unpowered. The Zealot's actually unpowered for the last second of build time. That's kind of a huge deal. We are going to see the drones drilling through. They're going to get the surrounds on the Zealots because of it. Probes are now going to drill through as well. Zerglings are allowed to come in and fight. Worker on worker battle, but I think it goes the way of Classic here. Scarlett just wasn't able to break through soon enough. And now his Zerglings are not going to be able to do enough. Obviously not as many reinforcements as you might like, because the drones have been over the map fighting all the time, rather than just, well, trying to play out otherwise. GG's. Of this. Again, all games played series, so no matter that Classic is 2 up, we still have the final game. And as mentioned, this will be our final game of the day for the WardiTV Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament. But fear not, for we shall return in 2.5 hours' time for the O Gaming Cup number 1 Group D. Mana, BCQD, Denver, and Cripsale are going to be going head to head. And until then, we're probably going to put on some rebroadcasts. The problem is, I can't actually rebroadcast today's group. Because to rebroadcast today's group... actually, maybe we can. Maybe we can if we do it in a cheeky little way. I'll have to figure that out. I may be able to rebroadcast today's group, but I don't really want to reset the stream. So we might rebroadcast yesterday's group again, and today's group later. I'm not 100% sure just yet, but we'll figure it out at some point. Anyways, let's jump into game 3 of this. To the bottom left-hand side on Eastwatch, it's our red Protoss player. It is Classic. He's up against the pink Zerg from Team Expert to the upper right-hand side. It is Scarlett. Hatch gas pool opening. On Eastwatch, now we didn't really see much of Eastwatch early because we saw... I can't remember what it was. Who was playing on this map earlier? Eastwatch. It was our second series of the day. Kellerzer TY. Yeah, this is a very aggressive one, right? This was the map where I think Kellerzer just got attacked very quickly. And he just died. Yeah, he got attacked here by the Cyclone and the Reaper, and he just had nothing. He just died. So we didn't really get to see much of Eastwatch earlier today. So yeah, let's see how this is. Let's see how this is going to play out, I guess. It's a very interesting map because there's that gold base up here. So let's talk a little bit about it, I suppose. This map coming in from... Let me just double check it. Again, I'm bad with some of these. Ezale. Yes, of course. So, yeah, gold base up here is, you know, takeable, but not super easily. You have to make sure these rocks are not going to get taken down and block you off, of course. Otherwise, it's a fairly standard free base. This map coming in from the macro category, or the standard category. And we're seeing a lot of rocks, basically. The interesting thing about this is, past the main and natural, the entire map is on the same level, apart from this base up here and down here. And it's made interesting by all the different ways the rocks can kind of create some different paths, etc. So as the game goes on, the map changes a lot, with rocks being killed off, towers being collapsed, and those sort of things. So it will become very interesting to see a later game scenario on this. We saw yesterday, I think, Hero Gumiho on this map was pretty cool. So let's see what's going to happen. Thank you very much, Primal Lab coming in with the cheer 25, saying ad break bits coming through. Thank you very much for the cheer 25. Appreciate you watching some ads to earn some bits. And then you have Shandev NL coming in for the $10 donation, saying if everyone here contributes $1, we can send this man to BlizzCon with ease. Well, thank you very much for the kind words, and for your $10 donation. Do appreciate the support. I mean, you're not wrong. We would send this man to BlizzCon with ease, but not everyone can afford to donate $1, so we understand that. You guys are awesome anyways, just sitting through, watching ads and all the rest of it, supporting the stream. And as I mentioned, like, the subscriber count's going through the roof this week. It's crazy. 46 subs from 300, 23 subs from 300 sub points, which is our new sub emote unlock. Very exciting times. I've seen a few lings moving around. Drones sort of setting up as well to see what they can get up to. I like this map, says Anti-Zionists. Yeah, it'll be cool to see kind of a bit of a longer game on it, perhaps, if you see Classic coming through. Stargate opening this time is just going to be transitioned in towards... Oh! Stasis is not going to get killed in time. Scarlett. Target firing the Oracle with the Queens. Maybe didn't realize that she wasn't going to be able to get that there. That's painful, man. That's 9 drones, a Queen, a drone in stasis as well. That's a lot of units that just caught there by that stasis ward. That's pretty huge. Robo Facility and a Twilight Council coming on into play as well. So setting up in towards this kind of just a fairly standard follow-up. He's actually adding on gateways and going into charge very quickly. So actually, this follow-up might be not as standard as it seems, and it might just be a bit more aggressive. And after catching so many drones in stasis early, well, that's the sort of thing that will push Scarlett into being a bit too far behind to deal with a big attack like this. We're going to be seeing Templar Archives 2 for those Archons, and a big charged Archon attack on 2 bases. Seems to be the game plan here from Classic. He's making a pylon actually up here, so might actually look to take the third Nexus anyways. Whether he actually saturates it or not, or whether it's just something to fall back to, well, that's something we're yet to find out. Bane Nest on the way, though, is definitely one way to help deal with this attack. It's definitely one way to help deal with this attack, is just going to be seeing, well, still these Phoenix just moving around, looking to see where else they can go. Diocletian Zerg coming in with the Twitch Prime sub as well. What's up, Diocletian Zerg? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the support. Do appreciate it. Let's see some more love in the chat, please, people. For Diocletian Zerg. Thank you so much. Some Wardy hearts up in the chat, please. Did someone say subscribe? Says Primal Lab as he hits the Twitch Prime sub as well. Thank you so much. Guys, I'll give you some proper thank yous later because we are about to get into a pretty crazy scenario here because Scarlett is about to be attacked. She's up by 12 workers. She is making more units as we speak. And she is going to see this very early on. The Queens are actually going to get on top of the Warp Prison, which will generally push this back because now the Archons are stranded. Oh no. Phoenix comes in to try and lift a Queen up to help minimize the damage output, but the Archons, again, they're stranded and they're surrounded. And remember, if Classic doesn't win this game, he is not going to be able to advance through this group into the round of 8. And that would be very, very bad for him. We're just going to be seeing these Lings and Queens gathering together. Spire on the way up from Scarlet as a follow-up to this right now, knowing there was a Stargate opening, but not caring anyways. 2 more Archons setting up. However, the issue now is for Classic, he has to break through these rocks to move on through. And he can't really elevate her up as easily as he did before. As we're going to be seeing the Phoenix taking some more damage as well. There's a little more damage coming through right here. Going to continue to set up in towards this. You can see the Warp Prism lifting up a couple of Archons. And they are going to just elevate it to the other side. I guess Zealots here especially can help to... Well, actually just going to elevate everything over rather than wasting time hitting down the rocks. Scarlett's been drawn in. Was she ready for a second wave of this attack? Well, she pulls back to morph in Banes. Doesn't mean she's not necessarily got enough to deal with this, but needs just a few more seconds to get the Banes up, especially. Banes against the Zealots will go a long, long way. You get rid of these Zealots with the Banelings, and all of a sudden the Archons are much more engageable, but 6 more Zealots, there isn't really enough Banelings to deal with this many Zealots, I don't think. They're going to start running forwards into the Zealots that just warped in here. 2 more Zealots warping in, trying to get some warp-ins as well. Zealots on the ramp still holding on. Scarlett's supply is dropping, but still just a little bit ahead. Damage being done on either side. Scarlett doesn't think she's got enough to hold on. XTGG is the tap out. And Classic does what he has to do.